Hi, church family. I just wanted to give a quick update on where things are at, because no doubt many of you will have heard just on Friday, yesterday even, an announcement from the Premier reintroducing some restrictions. Now, I've been which include for churches, I've been so thankful by the encouragement of many members of our church and also for your patience, that while you are so keen, as I am, to regather and reconnect, we've just had to take our time with the uncertainty and the changing nature of things. I know that in the past week, at least two churches that had a plan for reopening or regathering have put those plans on hold as they await more information. I know of another church that has been modifying what it's now doing, having come back and regathered, but with the news that has come to light. It's one of the reasons why we've taken our time, because when we last gathered as a leadership team, we were quite aware that the things taking place in Victoria and the Victorian holidays that were in front of us at that point would likely have an impact in New South Wales, which they have. And so we're still unsure of the extent of that impact, but day by day it increases. But we know the importance and we know the desire to gather together. And that's why, as we've announced recently, that in term 2, in fact, next week, we'll be beginning the process of regathering for our kids programs, for our children's and youth. So on Friday, we will have Fix and Albies gathering back together. They'll do a combined event this first week back. But then on the Sunday, we will have Kids Church gathering here at church. And then the following Friday, Triple F will be kicking off. It is vital that we help and support our children and youth in the connections that they have at these really critical stages of their lives, of their development. And we'd love you to be supporting that by bringing your kids along, certainly on the Sunday. We intend to have an opportunity for parents that want to stay, either to get involved with their kids or to watch the service live in the small hall. We'll set up a TV and projector there and you can join on in. For the rest of us, as far as the process of regathering and timing, we are simply trying to understand what the circumstance of the outbreaks. It seems that our government is not wanting to lock down again, but trying to work out how to coexist with COVID-19. And that helps us understand a bit more about the climate, therefore, that we're in, that we are entering into a prolonged period of coexistence. And so with that understanding, we can therefore make more certain plans. So the things that have been identified just in this last week by our government help us make more certain plans. But we're very keen to come back. And so over the next 2 weeks, I'll be meeting with the Connect Group leaders and then putting out some more information about our process, our steps of regathering and the shape of things as we then have a clearer understanding. But we're on the way forward, which I'm very thankful for. Now, with that in mind, our upcoming series that starts Sunday week is in Philippians. Philippians is a wonderful book of the New Testament, and it's been really helpful to be reading over it and reflecting on it. Chris and I have been spending a bit of time looking at the key themes and the ideas that we want to bring out. And one of the things we want to remember and talk more about and respond more effectively to is what our vision is as a church of making and growing disciples of Jesus. More and more as we move forward, we want this to shape our plans and to shape our preaching. As we looked over Philippians, of all the amazing things that Paul teaches and instructs and advises and encourages the church in, two things that stood out for me were one about his own life of pursuing the prize and of his encouragement to the church of not being anxious, but instead being thankful and prayerful. Paul says that he doesn't look back, but looks forward and pursues the prize to which God has called him heavenward in Christ Jesus. And that is such a challenge, an encouraging challenge. What is our prize? What is our prize personally? What is the thing that we're pursuing in life? What is our prize corporately, the thing we pursue as a church? They're actually meant to be the same thing. to help others understand the good news that's given us life. It is good news because it's good news for everyone. Our prize, the prize we're pursuing as we work heavenward in our calling, is to make and grow disciples of Jesus. And the obvious thing that goes with that is prayerfulness. Chapter 4, Paul says, don't be anxious, the Lord is near. But in everything with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And as you do that, God's peace guards our hearts and our minds. Friends, we need to be thankful in prayer and not anxious, but presenting our requests to God. Both in the unknowns of the present, but also in pursuing our desires to help others understand the good news of Jesus. We just had the most wonderful Christianity Explored course that wrapped up. And we're about to start a new one in about 3 weeks' time. And we're doing that because it was just so good to be talking about Jesus, to be asking questions and discussing the good news of Jesus. Friends, we're about growing and making and growing disciples of Jesus. We're to do that together. We're doing that while we're apart in our connect groups, Christianity Explored, through our prayers, and we will do that when we're together. We're slowly charting a path for our regathering, starting with our children and youth. Soon we'll all be back in a little while. While we're doing things differently, we still have the same purpose, the same vision. We're still pursuing the same prize. Please be praying with me in that as we seek to do this together. That God would bless us and strengthen us, gain us wisdom and confidence to strive towards the prize to which we have been called heavenward. Thanks.